Alright guys, welcome back. This episode we're going to work on the things that came up last time we were on the water. Specifically, trolling motor and the slow leak that we have. We think it's the through-hole fitting, so we're going to replace that. Work on the trolling motor, and we're putting the 115 motor on. And some other small things. It is 4th of July weekend. I'm very excited. It's one of my favorite holidays. So we're going to have a good time, beautiful weather, grilling. We're going to blow some stuff up. Hope you guys have a great 4th, and let's get to it.
So you saw we had a problem on the water. Our trolling motor wasn't working. We took it off of the boat, obviously, and have taken it apart. And some of the wires in here were kind of mangled. We didn't actually redo the wires. We just put some liquid electrical tape on it so that they're not shorting out or anything. We put it back together, threw it on the boat, and we got nothing at all. Like before, we were getting intermittent.
Yeah.
It would steer every now and then, not steer sometimes. And we found out it was because there were some wires jammed up in the gears. So we got the wires, unjammed the gears, put the electrical tape on them, put it back together, put it back on the boat, and then we got nothing. So I just took it back apart again. I have my battery here. I hooked it up to the battery with the motor outside of the housing and ran it, and the motor turns just fine. So maybe it was the way I reinstalled the motor that was jamming it up or something. I don't know.
Let's try for a 4th time.
Yeah, we're gonna try again. I've taken this thing apart so many times now at this point. Broken off so many screws. There's one. We gotta get that out.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that broken
that's
one.
Fine. Look, there's already a broken screw right here. So we got it working, and on top of that, this has the iPilot feature. The problem is once you convert it to iPilot, you really can't use a foot pedal, so I had to go back in and rewire it. And I'm going to make it so that it's interchangeable. Flip a couple switches, change a cable, we can go to iPilot, put it back, we can go to the foot pedal. Right now it should be set up for foot pedal. So we've got thrust, and we've got direction. The problem we were having on the water is we had no direction. And it turned up some of the wires got eaten up inside the motor. But anyways, it works now. So before we had just thrown the gas tank in here, we weren't sure on the final place we were going to put everything with the batteries and the gas tank and with the weight distribution. We're happy with the weight distribution, so we're going to go ahead and hard mount this tank. And we also got our little fuel neck hose that goes from here to the little fill cap. That's fun.
So now we have to take off this entire thing so we can get the clamps through.
Because
Obviously they don't fit through the hole.
it's fine, because all this sealing around here looks horrible. So this was added. This wasn't factory on the boat. Somebody added this. So they put holes in the splash well to accommodate this. So they sealed this to try to get the water, keep the water from going in the boat and just staying in the splash well. They did a horrible job. So we might as well replace it anyways. We're gonna do it right?
And clean all in there too.
Exactly. But somebody stripped out all our screws here, so that's fun. See if I can actually get this out.
That looks gross.
A little plastic, a little nasty.
Alright, got everything connected. We'll come back and seal it after we put the motor on. Measuring for how long to cut the hose.
The old eyeball method.
Works, right?
I hope so. Alright, we got the gas tank hard mounted in here. We also have this, whatever you want to call that, hard mounted. Still need to seal that. The gas tank, we have to order a couple more clamps because we only had 2 clamps and I want to double clamp each side. So we've got the inside here is double clamped. I'm going to double clamp that. So we'll run to the store and pick some of those up. But it's all in place and secure. Next thing we're going to move on to is this fitting right here. I'm pretty sure this is what was leaking slowly when we were out last time. It's kind of cracking and loose. This is the feed for what used to be a live well on the inside. There's sealing on the inside as well, so obviously somebody had some issues with it at some point. They just threw a bunch of caulk and silicone on there and was hoping that would fix the problem. We're going to tear it all off. I have a new through hole fitting that I can throw on there, so we'll seal that off and make sure it doesn't cause us any more problems in the future. After we get done with that, then we got to scrape all this nastiness off, and we're going to put the big boy on there today.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So we just pulled out the live well pump housing, or the actual pump. I don't know if this seal here is what's leaking, because on this side this goes directly to the outside of the boat, right? Water can always get on this side. The seal is what saves you from getting water in. But also, if you look in here, this is the housing for the pump, which actually goes through the hole. I mean, it's extremely loose. Like, there are parts of it, there's like sealant caked up on the inside there, so they had issues with it.
So we're still going to take it out and replace it. Eventually we'll put a live well in. But for right now, we just don't want the boat to sink.
Right. Yeah, so this fitting looks terrible. We just took some of the sealant around from here. I mean, even without the sealant, you shouldn't be able to wiggle the fitting like that.
Oh, yeah.
It should be solid, it should be rigid.
I'll cut that off, pull it out. So we chiseled off the outside piece. But we figured it hits the bunk, the bottom of the rim every time we get the boat on and off the trailer. So we're gonna have to, I guess, just cut the bottom part flat so it doesn't hit every time, because that's what we were thinking made it come loose. Alright, so we got it all in, all sealed. Good to go.
Alright, we got the motor off the stand on the lift, and we are ready to mount. So we clean this off. That way we have a good surface for the sealant that we put around here to go onto. Tangle of everything, all the wires. We got our relay for our power trim, controls, power wires, throttle and shift cables.
Everything.
Spaghetti messness.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
First things first. Motor on.
So today is 4th of July. Yesterday we were supposed to get a lot of things accomplished so that we could get out on the water today and enjoy just the fireworks and go out boating and do a little bit of fishing. Today we're behind the 8 ball. There's a a lot of things we got to do to the boat to get it ready for tonight. And the main thing is electrical. Still got to run the controls for the motor, but I've got to hook up some basic electrical navigation lights, anchor lights. That's what we're doing today. Right now, all the electrical that I have ran is just running on top of the decks. And the plan is to hide all the wiring through this channel, which goes in here all the way up to the front of the boat. In order to do it the right way, you need to run all the wires at the same time. So first we've got to make sure that we have a good understanding of where all the different components are going to be. So I'm going to lay everything out on the boat so I can visualize it. This is the relay for the power trim and tilt, and I need to get this box from the motor into here, and the hole to do so is really small, so the only way I can do it is to disconnect this cable coming from the motor, reconnect it on the other side. So we've got our rudimentary harness put together. It looks like a mess right now, but it's organized chaos. Alright, so this is going to be the light that goes to our anchor light. Oops. This is our harness that runs to the midsection. Some of this is going to continue on, most of the stops at the midsection, near where the control console, the steering console is. I'm going to take a good old electrician's tool, some fish tape, see if I can get this from here to there. Got our rear harness all set up, good to go. Hooked up to the fish tape. So now we just got to run this through the rear section.
Alright guys, so we got everything done, all the electrical done. It's a very long day, very hot and sweaty day. But we got bilge pump hooked up, we got lights front and back, the fish finder, we ran electrical for the trolling motor, and then we have a circuit breaker in here, which we're gonna Velcro down. I've already checked everything. Everything works. So tonight we'll check the lights again and make sure. So we're gonna celebrate the 4th of July now. I'm very excited. Very tired. Let's do it.